I never thought my wife's business partner would destroy my entire world with a single toast at a company party. My name is Jake Collins, and I built a transportation empire from nothing. But when I saw what my wife Amanda and her junior partner Matt Lawrence were really doing, everything changed. This is a story about betrayal, revenge, and what happens when a man who controls million-dollar business deals applies that same ruthless precision to his personal life. The partners at Lawrence and Price Law Firm were about to learn a very expensive lesson. Let's start where everything looked perfect. Jake Collins, age 42, owner and CEO of Collins Transportation. I started this company at 18 with one truck, working 16-hour days, sleeping in truck stops, eating gas station food. Today, 150 trucks, 200 plus employees. The most reliable logistics network on the East Coast. Revenue last year, $45 million. I wake up at 4 a.m., hit the gym by 5, and run my empire like a chess grandmaster. My wife Amanda was different. Harvard Law School, top of her class. She was racing for partnership at Lawrence and Price, one of the most prestigious corporate law firms in the country. Only 10% of associates make partner. She wanted it bad. We met in college 17 years ago. I was the scholarship kid driving trucks on weekends. She was the ambitious pre-law student. We fell in love. Got married 15 years ago when I had 3 trucks and a dream. 2 kids, Emma 12, Ryan 9. Beautiful home in the suburbs, country club membership, perfect life on paper. But 6 months ago, things shifted. Amanda started working later, weekend trips for conferences, Tuesday night client dinners. I noticed, but I trusted her. I was building an empire. I understood long hours and dedication. That was my first mistake. Then came the invitation. Lawrence and Price annual gala, black tie, all the partners, associates, big clients. Amanda insisted I attend. Jake, this is important, she said, fixing my tie. The partners are watching me. They need to see I have a stable, supportive marriage. It's part of the partnership evaluation. I wore my best Tom Ford suit, $3,000, polished my image. But the moment we walked into that ballroom, I felt it. The uncomfortable glances, the whispers behind champagne glasses, and then I saw him watching her. Matt Lawrence. Matt Lawrence, junior partner, age 35, Princeton undergrad, Yale Law, trust fund baby. This was the guy Amanda had been working late with on important cases. The party began. Amanda introduced me around. Everyone was polite but distant, like I was wearing the wrong costume to their exclusive play. I'm used to it. Blue-collar guy in a white-collar world. Dinner service, speeches started. Senior partners gave the usual corporate talk about excellence and dedication. Then Matt stood up, microphone in hand. I want to toast someone very special tonight, he announced, glass raised. Amanda Collins, the most dedicated associate I've ever had the pleasure of working with. Polite applause. I smiled. Proud husband moment, right? Amanda puts in hours that would break most people, Matt continued. Late nights, early mornings, weekends. She's committed to this firm in ways that, well, let's just say not everyone can understand the sacrifices real lawyers make. That line hit different. I saw a few partners exchange knowing glances. Her husband, Jake. Matt looked directly at me with this smirk. Runs a trucking company, very blue collar, very hands-on work. I'm sure he understands hard work in his own way. Different worlds, you know? But Amanda bridges those worlds beautifully. The room got quiet. Uncomfortable quiet. To Amanda, Matt raised his glass higher, who proves every day that she belongs at the top table, unlike some people who marry into aspirations they can never quite reach. He said it, out loud, in front of 200 people. I saw Amanda's face turn red. But here's the thing, she didn't look angry at Matt. She looked embarrassed of me. Several people laughed, that polite, cruel laughter of the elite mocking the outsider. I sat there, fork in hand, feeling every eye on me, judging, pitying, the truck driver who thought he belonged. I smiled, raised my water glass, nodded at Matt like it was a compliment. But inside, something cold and calculated clicked into place. This wasn't just disrespect. This was a message. Matt was marking territory. My wife was the territory. I excused myself to the bathroom, called my assistant Sarah. Sarah, I need you to pull everything on Lawrence and Price Law Firm. Client list, financials, anything public record. Also run a full background on Matt Lawrence. I want it on my desk by morning. Everything okay, boss? She asked. Just doing some due diligence, I said calmly. When I returned to the table, Amanda was laughing at something Matt said. Her hand was on his arm, just for a second, but I saw it. We drove home in silence. That was humiliating, she finally said. For you or for me? I asked. Jake, Matt was drunk. He meant every word. I cut her off. Question is, why did you let him? She didn't answer. That told me everything. I didn't sleep that night. By 6 a.m., Sarah had sent me a 47-page report. I read every word. Lawrence and Price. Founded 1952, 85 attorneys, revenue approximately $60 million annually. Their biggest client, Morrison Industries, a manufacturing conglomerate worth $2 billion. Morrison alone represented 40% of Lawrence and Price's revenue. Matt Lawrence. Princeton, Yale Law. Father was a federal judge, trust fund estimated at $8 million, junior partner for 3 years. Reputation for being aggressive, ambitious, and entitled. 2 DUIs swept under the rug. 1 sexual harassment complaint settled quietly. And then I found it. The case Amanda and Matt were working on together. Morrison Industries versus their insurance company. Complex commercial litigation. Matt was lead attorney. Amanda was second chair. If they won this case, both would be heroes at the firm. Partnership guaranteed for Amanda. Matt would cement his position as a rising star. I made a phone call. Jack Morrison? This is Jake Collins, Collins Transportation. We met at the Chamber of Commerce event last year. Jack Morrison, CEO of Morrison Industries. I'd done logistics work for one of his subsidiaries 2 years ago. Good relationship. Jake, good to hear from you. What can I do for you? Jack, I need to talk to you about your lawyers at Lawrence and Price, specifically about Matt Lawrence and Amanda Collins. It's sensitive. 3 days later, I was in Jack Morrison's office. Mahogany desk, corner office, views of the city. Talk to me, he said. I laid it out. Not the personal stuff, not yet. I talked business. Jack, you're paying Lawrence and Price $800 an hour for Matt Lawrence. You know what he's really doing with your case? I showed him evidence my investigator had gathered. Matt billing 12-hour days on the Morrison case while his actual work was maybe 4 hours. The rest? Dinners with Amanda. Hotel rooms billed as client meetings. Weekend trips to research similar cases that were actually romantic getaways. Jack's face turned red. You're telling me I'm paying for this kid's affair? Not just an affair, I said. I'm telling you your case is being handled by attorneys who are more focused on each other than your company. Check the work product. It's sloppy, rushed. They're coasting because they think you'll win anyway. Jack made calls, had his in-house counsel review the case files. 3 days later, he called me. You're right. The work is substandard. We're moving the case to Anderson and Burke, effective immediately. That was $24 million in revenue walking out the door of Lawrence and Price. But I wasn't done, not even close. It was 6:47 a.m. when my phone rang. Unknown number. I answered. Jake Collins? Angry voice. Matt Lawrence. Speaking, I said, sipping my coffee calmly. What the hell did you do? Matt was screaming. Morrison just fired us. They're blaming me. The partners are going insane. That's unfortunate, I said. No emotion, just facts. This was you. You poisoned Morrison against us. I simply had a conversation with a business associate, I replied. Shared some concerns about billing practices and work quality. Jack Morrison made his own decision. You're destroying people's careers, Matt shouted. No, I said coldly. You destroyed your own career when you decided to humiliate me at that party, when you decided to sleep with my wife and bill it to your biggest client. Silence on the line. Oh, you thought I didn't know? I laughed. Matt, I run a $45 million business. You think I don't know how to investigate? I have hotel receipts, text messages, billing records that show you 2 charging Morrison Industries for your romantic weekends. You can't prove. I don't have to prove anything to you, I interrupted. I already showed Jack Morrison. Now here's what's going to happen. You're going to resign from Lawrence and Price today. Quietly. Tell them it's for personal reasons. If you don't, I'll send everything I have to the State Bar Association. Billing fraud, ethical violations. Your law license will be gone by Christmas. You can't do this. I already did. You wanted to show me different worlds, Matt? Welcome to mine. In my world, when someone disrespects me, there are consequences, real ones. I hung up. By noon, Matt Lawrence had resigned. The firm put out a brief statement about pursuing other opportunities. But I still wasn't done. Amanda came home that evening. Her face was pale. She knew. Jake, we need to talk, she said, voice shaking. No, I replied calmly. You need to listen. I've filed for divorce. You'll be served tomorrow. I'm keeping the house, primary custody of the kids. You'll get visitation rights and a fair settlement. Not generous. Fair. Jake, please. I have evidence of your affair, I continued. Hotel records, text messages, your own billing records from the firm. In this state, that matters. My lawyer says I'll get everything I'm asking for. She started crying. It didn't mean anything. It was stupid. I was stressed about the partnership. You don't get to make excuses, I said. You made choices. You prioritized your ambition over our family. You let your boyfriend humiliate me in public. Now you live with the consequences. What about the kids? She whispered. The kids will be fine. They'll live here in their home with their father who actually puts them first. You can see them every other weekend, just like the custody agreement says. Jake, I love you. No, I cut her off. You loved what I represented, stability. The blue-collar husband who'd never overshadow your career. Someone you could control. But you forgot something, Amanda. I didn't build a $45 million company by being weak. I built it by being ruthless when necessary. She left that night, stayed at her sister's place. 3 weeks later, Lawrence and Price was in chaos. Losing Morrison Industries triggered a domino effect. 2 other major clients left, citing confidence issues. The firm's revenue dropped 35% in 1 month. They started layoffs. 20 associates, 15 support staff. The partners took emergency pay cuts. Amanda was one of the associates let go. Partnership? Gone. Her career at the firm? Over. She was toxic. Everyone knew she was involved in the scandal that cost them Morrison. Matt Lawrence couldn't find work. Word spreads fast in the legal community. Billing fraud and ethics investigation are career killers. Last I heard, he's doing contract document review for $50 an hour. Meanwhile, I expanded Collins Transportation, bought a competitor, hired 50 more people. Revenue projection for this year, $60 million. The divorce was finalized in 4 months. I got the house, primary custody, 70% of marital assets. Amanda got her law school debt and a 401k. Emma and Ryan adjusted better than expected. Kids are resilient. Amanda sees them every other weekend. She rented a small apartment across town, works for a mid-tier firm now, making a third of what she made at Lawrence and Price. But here's the thing that people don't understand about revenge. It's not about anger. It's about calculation. That night at the party, Matt Lawrence made a choice. He chose to publicly humiliate me because he thought I was weak, thought I was just a truck driver who got lucky, thought I wouldn't fight back because I didn't belong in his world. He was wrong about everything. I didn't destroy Matt Lawrence because I was angry. I destroyed him because it was a strategic business decision. He was a threat to my family, a liability. In business, you eliminate liabilities efficiently and completely. Same with Amanda. I loved her once. But love isn't enough when someone betrays you, when they make you look weak in front of 200 people, when they choose their ambition over their family. So I cut my losses, applied the same principles I use in business. Identify the problem, calculate the solution, execute without emotion. People think successful businessmen are good at making money. That's not true. Successful businessmen are good at making decisions other people are too weak to make. It's been a year now. Emma just started middle school. Ryan made the soccer team. The house is quieter but happier. No more tension. No more lies. I see Amanda at kid pickups. She's polite, distant. Sometimes I see regret in her eyes, but I don't feel anything anymore. Not anger, not love, nothing. Matt Lawrence, I heard he moved to another state. Fresh start, maybe, or running from his reputation. Doesn't matter to me. Lawrence and Price recovered somewhat, new clients, rebuilt their reputation. But they never forgot the lesson. Don't underestimate the blue-collar guy in the Tom Ford suit. Some people say I went too far, that I was vindictive, that I destroyed lives over one night of humiliation. But here's what those people don't understand. That night wasn't the betrayal. It was just when I finally saw the truth. The betrayal had been happening for months. The disrespect, the affair, the lies. I just chose to respond in the language I speak best, business. You want to compete with me? Fine, bring your best game. But if you cheat, if you disrespect me, if you think you can humiliate me without consequences, then you better be prepared for war. Because I didn't build Collins Transportation by being nice. I built it by being smart, ruthless, and always 3 steps ahead. Matt Lawrence learned that lesson too late. So did Amanda. My name is Jake Collins. I'm 43 now. I still wake up at 4 a.m., still run my empire, still win. And every morning when I drink my coffee in my house with my kids sleeping upstairs, I remember that toast, that smirk, that humiliation. And I smile. Because in the end, the blue-collar truck driver won, and the elite lawyers lost everything. That's the real story. That's what happens when you underestimate the wrong man. Thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you want more stories about karma, revenge, and justice. Drop a comment below. Did Jake go too far, or did Matt and Amanda get what they deserved? See you in the next one.